Let the therapy session begin. Eagles season comes to a screeching halt, and Jason Kelsey's career seemingly comes to an end. We're going to vent. We're going to talk all about it. Trending in the AM, aka your Eagles therapy session, begins live in 30 seconds. And a very good morning, everybody, and welcome to Trending in the AM right here on Philadelphia Sports Network. Live, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. You know the drill. Like, share, retweet, follow. Wherever you are on any social media platform, help me get as many people into the conversation as I can. It's a very important day to get your chest cleared, to think out loud, to let the emotions come off your chest. How does the Doors song go? This is the end. Well, this is damn well the end of an era here in Philadelphia as the Eagles lose to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last night, 32-9. Wild card round of the playoffs, just total embarrassment. And then breaking news literally about 5 minutes ago, Adam Schefter said this is the end, not just for the Eagles season, but for Jason Kelsey's career. He told his players, his teammates, and his coaches after the game that was it. And what a disappointing way for it to end. Guys, we got lots to talk about. We got lots to get into. Not just the nitty gritty of the game. We can get into the nitty gritty of the game all week, but man, right now it's getting your feelings kind of day, getting your feelings type of morning. Most disappointing season in recent memory. It really was. I need hope. I could barely sleep. That was so embarrassing. Utter lack of effort. We couldn't get one first down. It was a pathetic effort, without a doubt. Thank God it's over. Let's go Flyers. Hey, we got the American Express open tonight, K1. So I'm doing this. It's snowing out, and I got the Fairway to Heaven tonight at 9 o'clock. At least we got something positive to talk about. Sirianni has shown himself to be reckless maybe. Can't control his staff, his players, or his coaches, anything. Couldn't even put together a competitive game. I get it. Whatever that was, it was not a competitive game for sure. I mean, hell, Baker, he was out there having a damn good time last night. What a shame. Coach stream, vent stream, whatever you want this to be. Liam, we're all crying, Eagles Nation. At least your team is still in it. No age, you know you. Had us losing. This team is pathetic, Mitch. Everybody knew. A lot of us predicted Eagles win. A little homerish, but it is what it is. We all knew deep down inside this team wasn't going to win. We knew this team had a lot of issues that weren't going to be fixed in 6 days. Even I was shocked at all the perfect pass drops. Baker could have had even a bigger game last night. Could have. There are a lot of drops from Buccaneers wide receivers. A lot of drops. Mike Evans had quite a few. Told me to bet Hideki. Well, Hideki didn't win, so I don't know what that is. I see some huge issue we can discuss. Well, discuss two different things. We are all Bills fans. No, we're not. Now I want the Bills to lose even more. K1. I do. I can't put up with it. What's up, Matt Mack? Okay, let's get this going. Desai, Johnson, Slade, Bradbury, all mid-season signs, all need to go to start. We need to draft a quarter. No, well, let's not go as far as saying draft a quarterback. But and again, we need to start the draft defense. We do, yeah. Look, we're going to get into off-season moves in the coming days and weeks, I'm sure. But the first matter of business is, why did this happen? Why? And once we determine why, then we could determine the first course of action. And that is, with the coaching staff, obviously, Desai and Johnson and Patricia all need to be gone. And the question is going to be: Does Nick Sirianni get fired? Does he need to be fired? Should he be fired? Should Howie Roseman be fired? Should Howie Roseman be on the hot seat? All of that needs to be determined first before we determine players and next year and stuff like that. We got to develop or decide on our coaching staff. And there's no right or wrong answer at this moment right now. Let's talk about AJ. How does he do all that stupid social media crap and then doesn't even go to the game? I mean, it's a playoff game, so maybe he should have, but a lot of times, injured players or players ruled out before the weekend don't travel with the team. It's not uncommon. Like Reed Blankenship was there, but he was still a game time decision. But a lot of the time they don't. But AJ being a captain, AJ being AJ, you would think he would have been there at least as a locker room spirit for them, but no. The Eagles had less points than Tobias Harris. Yeah, let's not knock Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris carried a lot of the weight of the Sixers while Joel Embiid was out. Joel Embiid was back and scored 41, so Tobias wasn't necessary. Let's not turn this into Tobias Harris bashing. Doesn't need to be like that. I am having a moment right now. I'm allowed to feel however I feel like. I'm in mourning. Exactly. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. Not just physically for being up as late as I was. I'm tired physically, but I'm also tired emotionally, mentally from this team. This team is far too good to lose like that. There's too much talent on this team. What's up, Eric? Philosophy got us destroyed again. Yeah, it did. That Howie Roseman, Jeffrey Lurie. And that's why I brought up a minute ago when I said we got to discuss coaches, who stays, who goes, etc. It's why I brought up Howie Roseman's name in that same category, without a doubt. It hit me. You have a culture issue. You probably need Vrabel. Valid concern, valid point. Maybe Vrabel's the answer, maybe not. But I don't know. Good morning, Will Smith. How you doing this morning, my man? I hope you are better than the Eagles are. You need to audit roster and find out which players don't care. Yeah. There's no way they should have been ready for the blitz. Todd Bowles is known for blitzing. We knew going into the game they were going to blitz nonstop. That's his MO. That's what he does. He knew it. But yet they still found a way. You know how many times where they're all out for 5 or 6 man blitzes and you have 4 routes going 20 yards down the field. Yeah, AJ or Jalen Hurts needs to be better, but man, what's Jalen Hurts supposed to do when you got 4 long Hail Mary routes being ran and an all out blitz coming? You gotta fling it. It's bad. You gotta fire the coaching staff. You can't bring the players back to this or else we'll go in. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people need to get fired at this point. I know, Marshawn. And people call me Negadelphia. I got you. I know. You're on the loss from the beginning. I'm actually very happy this season's over. Time for Phillies baseball. Yeah, we're less than 30 days till pitchers and catchers report. Got a DM from somebody saying Josh Hader was on the new radar for the Phillies. We'll see. We've got Sixers in the coming weeks. A lot more guests coming on the show to talk all different things. Can't keep talking Eagles every day. I'm gonna need an Eagles break at some point. Fire Jeffrey Lurie. Can't do that. Wish you could sometimes, but you can't. Why? We haven't been mourning for 8 weeks. Last night's loss was expected. Exactly, Daniel. Thank you for tuning in this morning, my man. We have been mourning for. We knew this was coming. Us fans that were predicting wins last night, we were just delusional. We were just blind. We were just being homers. We knew this team didn't stand a chance, which makes it almost kind of worse. We hype ourselves up every game. Let's go. We got this. Just to be disappointed. I think a telling sign last night was on the telecast. You saw a clip of Howie Roseman in his little box packing his little Jansport backpack up. I don't know if it was a Jansport, but that was the first name that came to mind. And there, you look at that video of him packing his binoculars and stuff up, and you look down at the clock, and there's still 7 minutes left in the game, and Howie was already done. It's pathetic. And then you got him in the tunnel to the locker room after the game, giving everybody an attaboy hug and fist pound. Like maybe bad timing on that, or maybe I'm overreacting to that one. I don't know. Not a good look. Howie not going anywhere. He really is an elite GM. He builds up winners, that's for sure. But his winners come crashing down. Can Howie Roseman really be the GM much longer? If you fire Nick Sirianni, that will be his third head coaching hire, fired in 5 or less years. That'd be his fourth regime change. Is that acceptable for a GM? I don't know. I low key think this is starting to think this is kind of looking like a Chip Kelly thing. I don't know, maybe. Lori's the reason we brought Patricia on board. Look what happened there. So I go get Bill Belichick and keep Matt Patricia as your defensive coordinator. I don't know. I don't know what to do there. Eagles fans saying that we were not going to be one and done. Mitch, it's all right. A lot of Eagles fans get passionate in the heat of the moment, just like I do on Twitter during the games. It's all right. Let them have their moments. That's what we do as content creators. We let them speak their mind. It's okay to lose. It's the way they lost. Will. Absolutely. Heartless, gutless. There's not that you could fire the entire team and I'd be okay because there was not I shouldn't say there wasn't one. There's a few players that showed up and put some effort in last night. Jake Elliott, Brandon Mann, Devontae Smith, Milton Williams, a few guys, Fletch, that played some pretty good games. But there's no effort. There's no accountability. Nothing. It was pathetic. My wife, who doesn't know football or watch football, called the score almost perfectly. Well, then take her to the casino right now. You got to go through the worst times before it gets better. That sounds like something Nick Sirianni would say. He probably did say that. Howie gave Sirianni a Super Bowl winning roster. Coaching tanked our playoff run. Yeah. Lost two. Who did we lose? Who did we lose? You didn't lose me. I'm still here. Anyone else having audio issues? Are we having audio issues? What happened? Are we having issues, guys? I'm gonna check. Give me a second. Let me see what's going on here. Give me a second. My YouTube page is coming. Do we have audio issues? My YouTube page is coming through loud and clear. All right, so you hear me. All right, let me get caught up. Somebody was saying audio issues. Mitchy Poo, you're throwing me off in the middle of my rants. So sound good on YouTube. Yeah. Everybody's saying I'm good. All right, sound good, Big P. Yeah. All right, let me get back to the top here. I don't know what happened. I guess maybe it was on you. I don't know. It was you were right. None of us really believed that this team could turn it around. We saw the play calling, the dysfunction, the willingness. Yeah, we saw it. We were blind to it. We tried to get the hype, but here we are. I say that because Sirianni was gifted a Super Bowl team, locker room was united and strong. Now look at us, yeah. Says Lucio says in your face, no. No, he doesn't. Yeah, you can't piss on other fans, and I expect to take it. Yeah, I got you. So many drops. Mike Evans had a few drops, and we still got blown out. We have been losing this way for the last few weeks. We were even winning this way. Heartless, gutless. This team was gutless, really. Eagles have worse secondary. Dude, my God, the secondary is bad. The tackling in the secondary last night. Oh, my God. Man, on one leg, could tackle better than James Bradbury, honestly. What pissed me off the most last night is we started the very first drive, run. Then we went 12 out of 13 passes. Infuriating. I can, all right, so everybody still can hear me. So that's good. A performance like that says we do not respect you, coach. Oh, man. I hate it. I think Kelsey called it quits. That was the report about 5 minutes before we clicked go live. Adam Schefter reported that he told his teammates last night that was it for real this time. I hate him making an emotional decision like that after the game, but there was a good chance he has already decided that before the game. Um, it's a shame. It's a shame to go out like that, to let one of the greatest players in Eagles history, one of the Mount Rushmore Eagles in of our team franchise history, go out like that. Damn, I wouldn't want to come back if I was Jason Kelsey. Now Brandon Graham comes out after the game and says he wants to come back for one more run, so he doesn't have to go out like that. I have no idea. How many 3rd and 2s did we elect to throw instead of just running the ball? Yeah. How many 3rd and 2s did we pass the ball 20 yards deep? Pathetic. I do not like those Kelsey. What? Get out of here. I hear the pain in my voice. I'm tired physically. Up late last night. I got a long day of working pizza shop in the snow. I got a golf show tonight and right back at this tomorrow. And my Eagles just put forth a gutless performance. I hope that you hear more than pain, anger. At some point, you're going to hear. I think Facebook is being lame, so maybe I'm not coming through clear on Facebook. I don't know. I'm gonna check. I like to hear. I like to know. Yeah, my end it comes through clear. He looked as defeated as I have ever seen him last night. Jason Kelsey absolutely looked defeated last night. Absolutely. Let's all stop everything. Stop. I want to make sure we're clear. It's 1 L and Philip Marshall. Don't add to his grief. Look, Nick is Brown. Ouch. 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 The tackling got worse from last week. Dude, like your job is as a defender is to tackle. And man, that secondary, that linebacker core, wow. That is not just, you know, bad tackling. That's no desire to tackle. That's not wanting to risk your future for hitting somebody. Like it was bad. Like it's been bad for weeks, but that was a team total failure on tackling. Like I went to the box score this morning. I just wanted to see. And the fact that it says that James Bradbury had 3 tackles, 2 solo, shocked. I don't think I saw. He definitely missed more than 3 tackles. God damn. By the way, there's a $4 million dead cap hit if you cut him post June 1st. I think is what I saw on social media mid game last night. So he will be on the team and he will be designated for a post June 1st cut. Garen, damn T. James Bradbury is not on this team. Out of all the things, I am certain of one thing. James Bradbury will not be an Eagle anymore. I am more certain than that than Jason Kelsey's reported retirement. That's how I feel about James Bradbury right now. Tackling. What is tackling? I've seen better tackling in flag football games, man. Who would have thought that there was a chance, not a high chance, but a chance that Brian Daboll of the New York Giants would be the longest tenured head coach in the NFC least. McCarthy should be fired today. Nick Sirianni should be fired later today, tomorrow, maybe. Man, I just said Nick Sirianni should be fired. I said it out loud. I keep saying that he could be. I would understand it, but I would give him another chance. But I just said it almost like accidentally. But when you say it out loud, he should be fired. There's no argument to be made that he shouldn't be. If I was Swift, I'd be so, yeah, Swift. DeAndre Swift won't be back. No way. No way he could be back. He doesn't want to be back. We were so horrible, we couldn't even execute the tush push. Yeah, even the tush push failed. If anything, that means they're not going to ban it now, maybe. I want all old coaches except Stoutland fired today. You know what, Daniel, and I appreciate you tuning in this morning. Jeff Stoutland ain't clean in my book. That offensive line failed miserably at pass blocking excessively, not just last night, but all year long. For a guy that's such an elite offensive line coach, his offensive line really stunk at times last night. Just saying. Now, if you got to replace Jason Kelsey, you kind of need him because you need him with Cam Jurgens because he's probably your center next year. Cam Jurgens did not play well, FYI, last night. We got to draft the center now? I don't know. I need some angry reactions from Big Philly. Dude, I don't know if I have it in me to be angry yet. Any update on Slay's injury? I have not seen any updates. Honestly, I won't lie, Duck. Till you said that, I totally forgot he got carted off the field at the end there. Totally forgot about it. I care. You don't want to see people get hurt. It don't matter what, but you don't want to see them get hurt. Baker threw it up, and Maddox got shook out of his cleats for a touchdown. It's just not just tackle. Yeah, Maddox will be gone, possibly, but James Bradbury's damn well sure gone. He's still an Eagle, and I'm still concerned. Exactly, Duck. You never want to see a guy go down like that. Eagles need a guy like Seth Joyner in the building, a guy that's going to tell you how. I know everybody loves the Seth Joyner talk, but Seth Joyner's not the answer. Not the answer. The one time this team tackled, they hit one of their own. Yeah, I tweeted that out. That was the best. Was it Maddox hitting Robbie? I forget who it was, or somebody hit Keely Ringo, maybe. I don't know, but it wasn't pretty. That was the hardest hit of the game. Hardest hit. James Bradbury shouldn't have been on the field last night. We've been talking about it for weeks, Doc, that he should be benched. But here we are, still here. Lucio's here. Don't worry, guys. Bradbury, potentially Slay, going to cost us quite a bit of cash, which is unfortunate. That's one thing Howie does well. I mean, he dealt with the $60 million in dead cap from Carson Wentz. You got young guys in Ringo and Ricks, Isaiah Rodgers. You know, you got some young guys there. We'll figure it out. Got to draft the safety. Got to draft the linebacker. Off season's off season though. Swift will get paid by somebody. I would not be if I was Swift. I wouldn't be taking it from the Eagles unless a new coach is here and the new coach says something about the way he's going to run the team. No way for Swift to come here to not get utilized. Take the bag somewhere else. Stoutland U looked like Colorado State this year. I agree. I've been saying this for a while. Stoutland U is more like a community college, especially in the pass blocking department, than Harvard Law or something like that. Dickerson took snaps from center in the second half. Yeah, Cam. See, I didn't know this, Daniel, but someone pointed out last week when I brought this up that Cam Jurgens took a poke to the eye and actually was out of the game at that time. That's why Dickerson slid over. But he was originally drafted to be the replacement for Kelsey till Kelsey stayed and he moved. Dickerson has become one of the best left guards in football. I leave him at left guard. You don't fix one hole by creating another hole. Cam Jurgens is an okay right guard, but he can slide over and be replaced easier than Landon Dickerson can. Jurgens looked awful. He got beat a lot. He had some penalties last night. O-line wasn't the problem. We just weren't adjusting to the blitz. 5 guys can't block 6 or 7. Yeah. And 5 guys can't block 6 or 7 long enough for 20-yard routes to develop on blitzes. Coaching on this comment right here. That's terrible. It's terrible. Love Jalen, but he's regressed in so many ways. Finding reads, never audibles. Can't take a safety. That safety was pathetic. There was nowhere to throw the ball, but he should have taken off, or he should have just thrown it away. Taking that safety was terrible. Seth Jordan is not who we need. No, I agree. You need his passion and energy, but you don't need a guy that's just a curmudgeon of an older man because he's been passed over and never gotten a job in the NFL. He is not the issue. He's not the answer. Coach Dan Silly. Ricks, he's got to go. But Pick 6 Ricks got to go. He's got a cool nickname, though. Offensive line isn't the issue when you refuse to run the ball. Defense just splits constantly. They are not gods. I get it. Offensive line isn't the offensive line is an issue. It's not the only issue. I just want to make sure we point out that they're not as good at pass blocking as people think they are. Even on non-blitzes, they give up a lot of pressure to Jalen Hurts. Run blocking, they're the best in the business, but you don't run. So what does it matter? Banned bubble screens, absolutely. God damn. 3rd and 2s, you're going deep 20 yards. 4th and 37, you're doing wide receiver bubble screen. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Do they have any idea what they're doing, this coaching when they're calling plays? Do they have any idea? Even the playing. Yeah. The irony of the words "be loved" written on Jalen's helmet, and he chose to be himself last night. Oh, no. Jalen Hurts didn't look like he was committed last night. I'll say it. Didn't look like he was comfortable. What was it? He wasn't committed to the coaching strategies, or was he not committed to the game? I don't know. Jalen Hurts looked defeated before he took the field last. That's just my opinion. And I'm not going to shy away from it. I was able to call all the Eagles' offensive plays last night, and I'm an idiot. A pro coach would call that a steak dinner. Not good. Not good. That's why I wanted to draft Linderbaum. I remember him a few years ago. I remember that. He was a first-round draft pick, wasn't he? He went in first round, I believe. But let's not forget the massive D line that was supposedly the best setup. They couldn't fight their way out of a wet paper bag. Look, of all the problems last night, the defensive line was far from the main issue. Were they great last night? No. Saw Hassan Reddick in coverage far too much again. But Fletcher Cox played well. Brandon Graham played well. Milton Williams played well. I saw a few plays from Carter and Davis last night. They were far from the issues last night. But they weren't perfect, of course. The Three Stooges have got to go. Now, I want to know who Chris thinks the Three Stooges are. Desai, Brian Johnson, and is the third one Matt Patricia or Nick Sirianni? Because that would mean there's four Stooges. Well, their one Stooge was replaced, so there were four Stooges. So I guess you could say get rid of the four Stooges. I guess. I forget which one it was, replaced which one. The names are escaping my mind right now. Maybe Sirianni makes adjustments next week. Yeah, he's going to make adjustments to his resume. Then he's going to have to be job hunting soon. I need a new counter person at the pizza shop, Nick. You think you can answer the phones at my pizza shop? We talked about how awful Jalen was last night. He's been bad all year. His hands aren't clean. It's funny. I'm just seeing this comment. I just said a minute ago what I said about Jalen Hurts. He looked defeated. He looked like he was checked out. The ultimate leader, checked out. That tells me there's something wrong with this coaching staff, for sure. It's the scheme. Brian Johnson was trash all season, but it's not his scheme, is it? We're led to believe it's Nick Sirianni's scheme. So that tells me Nick Sirianni's got to go too. Sirianni's system has been exposed. Yeah. Last year, everything went perfect. Now, everything went to shit. I guess there's got to be a middle ground of what this team could be. What do you think Goddard was saying to Hurts on the sidelines? The reports are that I saw this morning. I didn't see it last night when it was happening, but the reports this morning are that he was pissed off at himself for a mistake or a drop ball or something. So maybe he was just cussing himself out and apologizing to Jalen. I don't think he was, quote unquote, yelling at Jalen for anything. I know that's what it looked like, though. K1, Kenny Gainwell lost 6 yards on a run play just before Jalen took a penalty in the end zone. Yeah, Gainwell ran backwards. You never run backwards, especially when you're backed up to your end zone. Joyner dropped some jewels last night. He said the Eagles can't develop young talent, and they have to overspend on free agents. That's true. They don't develop players very well. Name the players on this team that have developed outside of Jalen Hurts, and he regressed this year, but he did develop. Outside of him, name me a guy we've developed on this team. Outside the offensive line as well. That's why we lost by 4 touchdowns. Look, lose by 4 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns. What was it? Was it 4 touchdowns? I don't even know. You need edge. We do need edge. Our edge played okay last night. That D-line gave this offense 3 chances at tie of the game. There was a little stretch in that third quarter where the defense came up big 3 times in a row. And then they said, screw it. If you guys aren't going to take advantage of it, why are we going to put our effort out there? I mean, it was the defensive line that gave them that too. Not the quarterbacks, not the safeties, anything like that. What's up, Adam? How you doing? Did anyone get fired yet? I don't know. Refresh your screen. Let me know. No, stop. Jalen Hurts is not a mistake. Howie shouldn't be allowed to draft guys anymore. He only looks for offensive line and defensive line and pass rush guys. Never looks for coverage guys. He doesn't value. Yeah, Brian, you're not wrong. And that's why at the beginning of the show, I added Howie Roseman to a list of people that need to be blamed. Howie Roseman has just as much blame on this season as anybody else. Linderbaum is an all-pro center for the Ravens. He's only 23. Yeah, I know. Do you think we go extreme and bring in a well-deserving and well-developed coach to come in and set up his coaching staff the way he wants? Look, that's a question. If they fire Nick Sirianni. And I've said it a few times, but I'll go back. Maybe he shouldn't be. I don't know. I doubt he is. I don't know what to think. But no coach like Vrabel or Belichick's going to come work under Howie's thumb. They would have to get reassurances from Jeffrey Lurie that Jeffrey Lurie is going to put Howie Roseman back in the equipment locker room and be in charge of whatever fundraising, efforts, like whatever it is he did during that last year at Chip Kelly. Because no established guy is going to want Howie Roseman not just having all the say in the draft. I mean, the dude sets the 53-man roster. The dude sets the inactives on game day. Like, nobody's going to do that. Bosa stood at the podium and said, "We have the blueprint for the Eagles, and every team since then has used it." Yeah, pretty much. What's up, Mike LaRussa? Hurts couldn't care less about losing last night. What was up with that block attempt? Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, block, block, block. No, and he just like, I said it. He looked like he quit too. They literally have. There's so many people that look like they quit last night, and that's a locker room issue, man. Hurts just sits on the bench fuming. Why isn't Brian Johnson in his face with the video working on the issues? I've never seen a coaching staff this. Dan, you're right. When you're right, you're right. Baker is a powerhouse quarterback. And Graham Cox Kelsey. Well, Kelsey's already Adam Schefter already announced that Kelsey is retiring. That broke about 5 minutes before the show started, Adam. Graham said he wants to come back next year for one more run. And Fletcher Cox, there's been no answer on that. Not yet. I don't pass over everything. Some of your stuff doesn't make sense, and some of your stuff I can't put up on the screen. $250 million, bad investment. You said it. He checked out. This team goes as far as Jalen goes. He might have checked out on the coaching staff. I don't think he's washed or anything like that. TMC is just TMC. If Brian Johnson is such a bad offense corner, then why didn't Sirianni take over the play calling? Yeah, I mean that's a fair. Why have 3 teams requested interviews with him? I don't know. Hurts reads blitzes the same way Floyd Mayweather reads a book. Man. Every year with Howie, it's allowed an undrafted guy, special teams guy, to take a linebacker spot or sign 1 or 2 vets to complete. Yeah, no drafting guys high and long-term solutions at the position. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, he retired right before the show started. We went into that. It's a damn shame that he went out that way. Damn shame. Yeah, Sirianni's no good play caller either. I get that. I know that. I agree. I don't want Kelsey back. We don't deserve him. That's an interesting way to look at it. He does deserve better. But I also don't feel like if we don't want him back, Brandon Graham will go somewhere else and have one more year somewhere else. I don't see Jason Kelsey playing anywhere else in Philly. Jason Kelsey's done. He'll hang it up. Just a damn shame. But that's the way he's got to go out. It is. The only real change in our offense from 22 to 23 was coaching. It was not the players. It is the coaching. So, has anybody been fired yet? That's why he gave it to Steichen. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, the loss of both coordinators, Shane Steichen and Jonathan Gannon, were a much bigger deal than people realize. Much bigger deal. That's a shame. It's a real damn shame. Guys, if you're watching this video, make sure you're hitting that like button, Facebook, YouTube, whatever, on Twitter. Retweet, share, wherever you're watching, follow, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Please, I greatly appreciate it. I know we're all in different stages of grieving and mourning right now with this Eagles team. We are venting. We're doing what we got to do. But do me that favor still and hit that like button. We're back to black logos and stuff on the screen because we are in the mourning stage. Tomorrow we might be more in the pissed off stage, but today we're in that mourning stage. Lane Johnson said things need to change if he's back next year or something like that. If who's back? If Lane's back or if Nick's back or what? Lane's borderline close to retiring too. I know he had said earlier this year before the season that his contract, which ends in 2026, will probably be his last contract. But I wouldn't be shocked if Lane says, screw it, I got to hang it up. His body's beat up. He's laid his body on the line and played injured. He deals with a lot of mental health issues. I could see Lane Johnson, take his gym in his house and just do offensive line coaching in the offseason. Why not? He's made his money. Why come back to this direct? Brandon Graham is washed. I don't know if I'd say he's washed. He's not an elite end anymore, but he's still a serviceable NFL player. Just think about this, K1. Kelsey retired. Fletch might be gone. Slay might be gone. Brandon Graham's the only veteran leader left on this team. If you lose Brandon Graham as well, there are literally no veterans left on this team. It's going to be all young leaders. Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, those guys. Who's going to step up to be the leader of this team? Johnson has interviews and is still employed because players are always open, especially when teams blitz Jalen doesn't. I mean, you know what? I'm not going to defend Jalen Hurts. If you want to blame Jalen Hurts, you have every right to do so because Jalen Hurts looked like dog trash last night. He did. So, you know what? Blame away. The blame game is open to all 53 men, all coaches, every assistant, every practice squatter. Everybody can get blamed. He might be, but BG had a pulse last night and either had a sack or half a sack. Yeah, he showed up last night. It's just, I'm just worried about the amount of leaders that we could be losing. Not that the leaders did anything to hold this team together, but man, it's got to be. I don't know, man. It's a scary, scary, scary thought process that all these legends from Eagles gone potentially after last night. Logo should be orange. Well, there is orange in it in the Trending in the AM logo. Flyers won 4 straight and are 2 points out of first place. I did not know. I knew they'd been winning. I didn't know they were that close to first place. K1. Man, do I got to start talking Flyers on this show soon? I don't know. Lane is back. He's not soft, and he got pride. Doesn't mean he's not going to quit. Like they might. He's going to contemplate it. If he's only got 2 years left in his career, he's going to contemplate it. I'm pissed. Kelsey had 2 Super Bowl rings to Jason's 1, and he stole the second one last year. Does his brother retire too? Does Travis retire after this year? There's a chance there's a chance that next year there's no Kelseys in football, at least on the playing field. A veteran leader. What did it's like you're reading my mind. I said that right after it. Here's the comment. Yeah, they did nothing. Slay has a $35 million cap hit. I ain't gonna cap hit check that. Actually, I might. I don't feel like checking that right now. But if he does, then yeah, sure, he'll be back. But Bradbury is a $4 million hit. If you cut him post June 1st, I don't know what the Slay's situation. We'll get into the cap hits and roster moves and stuff in the next days and weeks and stuff. Right now, we got to just vent. We gotta mourn, and then we got to figure out our coaches before we worry about the players, who's here, who stays, who goes. Before we got to worry about contracts and cap hits and the draft, got to figure out our coaching situation. We do. AJ Brown being out. I see. The thing is, like, I don't know if AJ Brown playing last night would have made a difference. Honest, no. I should. Let me repeat that. Rephrase that. AJ Brown playing last night wouldn't have made a difference. Literally, nothing. I'm not blaming Big Philly. I'm just shining a light on Jalen. He hasn't been good all year, and he gives these dumbass scripted answers. Yeah, the leadership style of Jalen Hurts might need to change. It might. It might. But he's not clear of blame. Yeah, Milton Williams played good last night. So what? Still didn't matter. Milton Williams did have. He's my guy. You guys know I'm a Milton Williams guy. Sixers are on a slight losing streak since Embiid some sin. They won yesterday with Embiid back. Embiid put up 41 and 10, I think it was, yesterday. So even though they're losing, he comes back and they win. Much different team when Joel Embiid's out there, obviously. 10 mil dead cap hit post June 1st. Now we're arguing over Darius Slay's cap hit. Jalen needs to work developing a hot route package all offseason. Well, he needs to develop how to run the hot route plays, but his coaches have to install it first, Eric. Lane said he's going to finish his career strong, and he still has 2 more good years in him. I can only hope. Slay is still a decent cornerback. Bradbury is burnt toast. Yeah, I think what was his name? Izell Jenkins. used to be nicknamed Burnt Toast in the city. If you guys remember Isaiah Jenkins. I don't know. Bradbury might have stolen that nickname, Burnt Toast. Okay, if cut post you first, he was going to sign with Baltimore. Yeah, I don't know. We'll get into the contracts, guys. We'll get into it. No Eagles, yeah. Smitty was playing well. He had 100 yards on a miserable game day. Yeah, Devontae Smith. Smitty, pay that man his money. Check downs are not part of this offensive playbook. Exactly. I wouldn't be surprised if he's told not to check it down. I don't want you to check it down. Other way, big play slay this season. He hasn't been good. He hasn't been bad, but he hasn't been great. He's been okay. Eh. I'd be okay cutting him if you can get by cheaply without it. Joel always beat up on horrible teams. Yeah, Houston's not a bad team this year. Last I checked, they're a decent team for a young team. As the GM, Howie has to clean house, and he can't trust Sirianni to decide who should stay or go. What should they do? Hey, I said it before. Howie ain't clear of criticism either here. Jeffrey Lurie wants to fire Howie Roseman. I won't bat an eye. I like Howie. I've calmed down on my crushing of Howie over the years. But you want to move on from Howie too. I mean, he fired Andy Reid, brought in Chip Kelly, fired Chip Kelly, brought in Doug Peterson, fired Doug Peterson, brought in Nick Sirianni, and that's all in what? Well, didn't fire Nick Sirianni. I think that was a little Freudian slip there. Maybe he does. That would be 5 coaches fired in 11 years. Is that, hold on, Sirianni or Reid, Kelly, Peterson, and Reid, Kelly, Peterson, Sirianni. That's 4 coaches he would have fired in a 11-year stretch. That's insane. What GM survives that? You do need a locker room audit. That I love that line. You need a locker room audit. Steichen taught Jalen checkdowns last season. Johnson didn't even reinforce it, or he doesn't call it, or doesn't design plays with a checkdown. None of these. See, the thing is, let's say all these checkdowns and stuff. Like if you look at the plays that are being run, there are no. It's not like Jalen's missing checkdowns. There are no checkdowns. There's a 3rd and 2 play they got blitzed on last night, and all 4 receivers are running 20-yard routes. How many times last night did we see pass plays go and you have 2 receivers in the same exact spot? That's bad play development. That's bad play design. Lane dropped so much anger last night in his postgame. I'm gonna have to go back and listen to it. I am. I did. The game ended. I set up the show. I went right to bed. Not seeing fight in head coach or quarterback was disappointing. Want to see someone get pissed off and move the needle. Yeah, there's nobody with any fight at all. Sixers have a losing record against teams over 500. I don't know. It's time to dive into the Sixers here real soon on this show. Coming days and weeks, we're going to get more and more Sixers talk on this show. No doubt about it. I'm going to need days of breaks from talking Eagles. We're going to bring in different guests. We're going to talk Flyers, Phillies, Sixers. Got lots to talk about on this show in the offseason. But this week will still be a lot of Eagles talk. We'll mix in a little other stuff, but there'll be a lot of Eagles talk this week. Howie's been doing that. You think Doug Pierce Sirianni has any part in that decision making? No. If I can get by the Phil Sensor Core 12, my God, stop. Don't say Kelsey stink and think you're going to get away with it. It's a Lurie thing. Lurie enables Howie, and that's a problem. Thank you very much, Rashad. I appreciate that. If Mike Tomlinson got fired, you want him? You mean Mike Tomlin? I don't. Mike Tomlin's not getting fired, in my opinion. There's like no doubt about that in my mind. But if he did, I mean, again, why would Mike Tomlin want to come here? No experienced head coach with any self-worth would want to work under Howie Roseman. It's going to be another young offensive mind looking for his first job. The only big name that I think would consider it, and I thought of this randomly yesterday. I haven't said it yet. Maybe Bill Belichick would come here if he sees that there's enough talent, and he's like, you know what? I need to win a Super Bowl without Tom Brady. I'm going to come. I'm going to give 3 years to Philly. I'm going to push him back over the top. Howie, you do your thing. Let me have some say in my coordinators, and let me just help get this franchise over time. That might be the only way. But Tomlin won't come here. Rabel wouldn't come here. Hell, some of the top assistants probably wouldn't come here. Frank Reich wouldn't want to come here. He's already been here. He knows. So I like Mike Tomlin. I think Mike Tomlin is a good head coach. He runs a great organization. I mean, he's never had a losing season in Pittsburgh. What's he got? One Super Bowl victory? It's a pass to me. Um, but one thing that Mike Tomlin would have this team playing really well, in a sense that there would be no lack of effort. I watched that Bills Steelers game yesterday. There's not a lot of talent on that Steelers team, but they give a hell of a lot of effort. He would push this team to their limits. He's just not getting fired, and he wouldn't want to come here. 12 years and 4 coaches, that sounds about right. Coaches cycle every 3 years. It's not good. Why does Laurie get a pass in all? See, the thing is, Laurie doesn't get a pass. You can't fire Jeffrey Laurie. That's the problem. Our last franchise quarterback, Wentz, couldn't stay healthy enough to play in a playoff game. Remember, things could be worse. I don't know. Right now, nothing could be worse right now. Kelsey retired and they lost. Laurie doesn't get a pass. I blame him for that level of love. Oh, man. He looked miserable last night. Yes to Mike Tomlin. Hard pass on Mike Tomlin. I don't know. Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh would not want to work here under Howie Roseman. No way. Kudos to the reporter who asked Nick, what makes you confident you know how to fix this team's issues? Well, my question is, Dave, what was his answer to that? Tomlin would be a good fit in the sense where the effort level would go up massively, or you'd be kicked off the team. I don't know if Mike Tomlin would want to be here, though. That's all I'm saying with Mike Tomlin. What in the world makes you think Tomlin would win a Super Bowl here? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. He making Howie sound like Dave Tepper. Howie would let Tomlin have lots to say. No. Howie doesn't let anybody have say at all. That's his thing. Two Super Bowl rings. All right. Sorry. 1, 2. No. He only won 1 Super Bowl, Mike Tomlin. 08 or 09, whatever it was. I think that's all he won. I could be wrong, but I think Tomlin only has 1 Super Bowl. Never had a losing season is the most lame record in sports. You know what? That's fair. I'm actually going to agree with you on that, K1. I am going to agree with you on that. Rudolph played way better. Mason Rudolph, yeah. I was like, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? What? Oh, better than Hurts, and I thought quarterbacks, yeah. I mean, at least there's some effort there. There's fight. They made it a game at one point. No established or up-and-coming coach would want to come here. Exactly. Exactly. The Steelers are a great football franchise. They always surrounded Tomlin with great coaches. Yeah. Tomlin hasn't called plays on offense or defense in maybe ever. He just leads the team. He delegates well. He holds people accountable. He demands respect and effort on the field. But he ain't going to come here. And it doesn't even matter because he's not going to get fired. I doubt Pittsburgh would fire. I mean, there's a reason why Pittsburgh's had, what, like 3 coaches in the entire history of the organization? Or at least in the last 50 years. I mean, they give everybody plenty of time there. Who cares if a coach has been here 10 years? Andy was here for a long time and was a perennial playoff loser. Stability in coaching is overrated in today's NFL. Marshawn, that's a very interesting comment. I don't know if I said it on this show or maybe I did it on Twitter. I brought this up as an idea. Is stability as a coach at a head coaching position important? And I'm still not sure. It sounds like it should be important. But, I mean, we haven't had stability in the last 13 years. And I mean, we've made plenty of playoffs. We've made 2 Super Bowls. We've won a Super Bowl. So maybe stability is overrated. Maybe stability just at the GM position or the ownership position. Maybe that's where the stability matters. I don't know. And it's not like we've even stayed with the same quarterback. We've bounced around so many quarterbacks. We have different quarterbacks every other day in this organization. So I don't know. Maybe stability is an overrated thing. You can't fire Laurie, but you can threaten to boycott his rich arson, light a fire. Nobody's boycotting the Eagles. Game 1 next year, Eric, no matter what, packed house at the Link. First road game, 10,000 Eagles fans at it. Guarantee. It's the way it is. the way it is. There's no boycotting the Eagles. We're gluttons for punishment. He said, "I and the rest of the guys in the locker room believe in this team." Blah blah blah. Well, that's not bad talk from Lane Johnson. That's just cliche talk. Not being able to prepare for blitz is beyond lame in this NFL or past NFL. Yeah, yeah. Here, Eric getting the fire. Yeah, absolutely. Eric's good, man. There always is a bright side. Dallas got packed up first. We did last longer this season in the playoffs than the Dallas Cowboys did. I guess there's that glimmer of hope. And thank you. Round of applause for Davon for that. At least we lasted longer than the Cowboys. I guess. Tomlin did want to draft Hurts. He might want to work with him if he does get released. Interesting. Interesting. I'm just shrugging my shoulders. I don't know. Until Howie fires Nick Sirianni, we're stuck with Nick Sirianni. And I don't know if if I had to put a percentage, I would say 51% likely Nick Sirianni's returns, 49% that he's fired. I think it leans to staying, some new coordinators, etc. But I don't know. The way teams get studied in today's NFL is insane. Everyone will get figured out. Nick is not good enough to recognize a good coordinator, nor has he shown the ability to make the right adjustments. Excellent argument to get him out. Quarterback is the only position that matters in the NFL. If you don't have one, you have no chance. Look at the Rams. Matthew Stafford. I mean, they have a quarterback. They won a Super Bowl with their quarterback. So I don't know about that. Tomlin has 2 Super Bowls, one with the Steelers and one as an assistant with the Tampa Bay. Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. All right. So we want Pete Carroll, if not Mike Tomlin. I would take Mike Tomlin over Pete Carroll, that's for sure. I haven't heard anything about Pete Carroll. Like we hear Bill Belichick's name already being interviewed. It was reported he already interviewed with the Falcons. I haven't heard Pete Carroll's name anywhere in any coaching circles, any coaching interest lists or anything like that. Haven't seen his name on any of them. But I would love Mike Tomlin because I like in theory who Mike Tomlin is. But on the flip side, I would take Mike Tomlin over Carroll. I would take Bill Belichick over Tomlin and Carroll. I just don't think any of them would come here. I mean, Pete Carroll. I think Pete Carroll strikes me as a guy that might take a little break. That's just me. I can see Pete Carroll taking a break, reevaluating in a year or so, and then seeing. He's also older, Carroll. Tomlin has 2 Super Bowl. Yeah, I already saw that. K1. That's why I think it's beyond coaching. One good year, and that's all. Clean house. How horrible the team became. JVC, you're right. Contra positive argument, Marshawn Sirianni was too good at picking Steichen. He picked Steichen in 2021. I think Howie Roseman picked Steichen. Yes, again, and Rashad, thank you for both super chat tips. I greatly appreciate it. What keeps this show ticking? Bill Belichick, the Philly. I mean, Bill Belichick out of the 3 names that have been brought up so far today, would be my choice. And I said it. Maybe Bill Belichick just says, "Yeah, sure, I'll go to Philly. They got talent. I'll give you 3 years. I've only got 3 years left in my coaching, loins anymore. Let me just give one last run with a talented team and get them over the hump. Maybe it's probably it for me. 100%. Nick doesn't make it through the week. Lurie was embarrassed last night. Yeah, look, hell hath no fury like a Jeffrey Lurie scorn. Jeffrey Lurie does not like embarrassment. He doesn't like going to his Hollywood circles and having them point. Look, there's the owner of the Eagles that lost. Yeah, I can't say I'm for that Pete Carroll suggestion. It's just a name. I think Nick gets a new coordinator and say 5 games next year to prove he has a grip. If that's the case, why don't just fire him now? Like I said yesterday on the show, and well, maybe I didn't say it on the show. I definitely said it on Twitter. If Nick Sirianni was coaching for his job last night, then he should have already been fired. One game doesn't make the difference. One game can make the answer, come out quicker. But if he was going to get fired, or if he was coaching for his game, first off, he didn't coach well enough to keep his job. If he was coaching for his job, he failed. But he should be fired anyway. And what does 5 games next year do? Set you behind even more. Just start the process now versus 5 weeks into the season. Then you're writing off next season. And then you're moving on to 2025, starting all over again. If you're going to give them 5 games only next year, just cut the head off now. That's my point, Phil. The Rams had Stafford, so they have a chance. Okay. Sorry, I thought you were saying the Rams didn't have a quarterback. There was a lot of Rams hate in social media this year coming into the season, and I was one of the few that was a Rams fan, and thought they would at least make the playoffs. So I just thought that. Sorry, I misunderstood you there. What's up, Big Al? Kelsey's your spirit animal. He has everything I wanted to be when I played football in high school. A larger than life center, coming from the Hall of Fame center from Holy Cross Crusaders, right there. If they actually had a Hall of Fame. Um, yeah, dude, we talked about it earlier at the beginning of the show. Man, it breaks my heart that Kelsey goes out this way. I wonder if any of his saying that he retired last night to his teammates and leaking it to Schefter, I wonder if any of that was just emotions and he thinks about it and he gives it another go. I can hope so, but I doubt it. Man, that would be heartbreaking. There is no established coaches who would want to come to Philly with Howie without Howie giving up control. I hear you. I agree. Bill Belichick and Mike Tomlin would at least have this team practicing hard. Would at least be having this team give 110% effort on a daily basis. They would. And that's what this team needs, effort. Maybe we do need to go back to 2-a-days of padded practices at Lehigh. I mean, at this point, something's got to change. He couldn't get his team ready to put a decent product on the field. Pathetic. Pathetic. We're all real emotional. We are. This is the emotional show. Tomorrow might be the anger. Tomorrow might be the angry show. Today is the emotional show. Tomorrow's going to be about anger, I bet you. I bet Phil a pair of Air Carroll New Balances that he is better than Belichick. No, we're not making any bets. I think we got to get rid of Nick. He lost the locker room. Look, it's all on the table right now, JVC. All on the table. It's got to be. It's got to be. Yeah, I'm not even. But yeah, TMC wants to know why I skip his comments because his comments suck ass sometimes, basically. So he's banned for saying stuff like that. Alex, what is up, my friend? How are you? See if we can get Torts to coach. Yeah, we need John Tortorella and Nick Sirianni. John Tortorella and Nick Nurse combined to coach this team. Because at least we get something from them. We get fire and passion from Torts. Nick Nurse gives us honesty. Nick Sirianni is just Milton Williams is greater than Jordan Davis. Yeah, I mean, he played good last night, Milton Williams. And I've been a Milton Williams fan since day one. Milton Williams, I hate to break it to you, Rashad. Milton Williams will probably not be on this team next year. Milton Williams has shown a lot in his rookie contract. He's a free agent. And what his skill set is, he is going to get paid more than the Eagles will pay him because they invest so much already in Davis and Carter. Milton Williams will be the short end, unfortunately. I hope they find a way to keep Milton Williams, but I have a feeling he won't be here next year. That's just my opinion. I never want to feel this way about this team. I knew this wasn't going to be a game we were going to win. I had zero faith in the locker room. Man, it sucks, man, Marshawn, doesn't it? To be a fan and to feel that way about a team going to a playoff game. It really does. Yeah, TMC. Yeah, exactly. Um, we're just skipping over all his comments. Oh, I thought that was another one. Go Bucs! Stop. I'm not rooting for the Bucs in the playoffs. That's after denial. Anger is after denial. Okay. Saying the Kelseys are not awful. I'm not even reading that. If Torts coached this team, he wouldn't matter that the season is over. Those guys would be running gassers at 5. Yeah, Torts would have them running laps today for the embarrassment. Oh, exit interviews? What are exit interviews? No, go give me 10 laps now. Yeah, it's tough, guys. It's tough. After tomorrow, we shouldn't even pay attention to the Eagles until they clean house. Yeah, tomorrow, we'll get through this. Friday, we'll talk the other playoff teams, I guess. Thursday, we'll commit to some Flyers and Sixers and Phillies talk, maybe. I don't know. Maybe this week we'll still be all over the Eagles. But next week, you damn well better believe there's going to be a lot more Phillies and Sixers and Flyers talk on this show. I've already got a list of names of people. And if you want me to bring on a guest or try to bring on a guest, a certain reporter or a certain athlete or a certain media member, hit me up and let me know. Send me a DM and I'll try my best to get them on. I'm going to be working on that. Lots of PSN reporters, lots of outside sources. Going to reach out to a lot of people, get a lot of different faces on this show. I'd rather get my hopes up and get the Philly treatment of losing than having zero faith. Yeah, having zero faith thing, man. It's killer, man. It's heartbreaking. It's gut wrenching. It's not the way to feel as a fan. Bargaining would be to move on to the Flyers. And I got to catch up on the Flyers, my man. I do. I haven't paid close enough attention. I know what they're doing. I've watched a few minutes here and there, but it's time to get reinvested emotionally in them. If we're being emotional, yeah. Hey, I get it. You can be emotional. Got to get more buzz around the Flyers. They're in second place in the Metro. Supposedly, I was already told Freddie that they are 2 points out of first place. Um, so that's good. Tippett's goal last night was nutty. So we were actually watching the Flyers over the Eagles last night out. That's ballsy. That's gutsy. Um, and accepted. No, you guys abused the hard reset, so we don't do the hard reset anymore. And honestly, we're almost into the final 15. I might have to cut the show a few minutes early. I do have to get to work in the snow. We've got a couple inches of snow on the ground. I haven't cleaned my car off yet this morning. I got a catering order, so guys, I might have to cut this show at the 1:15 mark, 1:20 mark today, instead of an hour and a half. But we'll be back tomorrow, obviously. To prefer my yeah, we actually got somebody that chose the Flyers over the Eagles last night, and honestly, rightfully so. At least they play with passion. At least they play with some kind of commitment. This team needs a commitment reset. They do. They do. They need something. Oh, guys, I don't know what to say. See, Alex knows what's what. He does. Um, Stop. You don't get any say in anything, TMC. You have bad mouth Jason Kelsey far too much today. I may not even reading 97% of your comments. Not even reading them. Because why would I? Yeah, I wish. I appreciate you, Eric. I do. I appreciate everybody on this show. My wife must be watching. She said the catering order canceled, so we don't have to rush. So you guys all weren't saved. You weren't saved by a super chat bonus. You were saved by my wife popping in the comments and saying the catering order got canceled. You guys all got saved. I still might call it quits at an hour and 20. I don't know. But the wife saves the day here for that. Where our opinion means nothing. Yeah, you know what? I don't even put that where your opinion means where your opinion actually matters on the thumbnail anymore. You know what? I don't care about your opinion, especially if you're going to say Jason Kelsey stinks in my comments section. That gets you. I've never put anybody in timeout other than spammers. Oh man, I might have to. I watched every snap last night. And the Eagles' last play was a run play. Yeah, that's an elite comment from Marshawn right there. Finally run the ball when the game's over. Still use Fancore, but I don't like. Oh, you know what? Yeah, that's right. Shout out to Mrs. Phil. Mrs. Phil don't want to see you mope around. Yeah, she don't want to see me at work today. She knows how I'm going to be today. I was going back and forth from the Eagles and the Flyers. The Birds are a major disappointment. No words. John, massive, major, massive. I don't know. The highest of highs to the lowest of lows. This team. They tear our emotions up on a regular basis. It's a shame. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Listen, oh no. Yeah, she said, no, stick it out. She said, don't worry. Keep going. I knew the game was over by halftime, but had to sit and watch. Dude, I knew it was over pretty quickly. I forget which play it was, but one of the plays on that first drive. Oh, they play two. They blitzed. Okay, they did what you guys wanted. They blitzed the Eagles defense, and Kate Otten, I think it was, caught an 18-yard pass over the middle of the play, or the middle of the field. They blitzed on the third play. They completed another big pass. I knew right then and there the game was over. But Still watched it. Still pushed through it. Still did what we had to do. Where do we go from here after pink slips are handed out? Well, first we got to hope and pray that a lot of pink slips are handed out. Hopefully today. Give me pink slips today so that tomorrow we can come in on fire, talking about all the people that are fired, and rightfully so. Have nothing left until baseball and MLS season. Well, you got golf season, Duck. Fairway to Heaven tonight, 9 p.m. Talking the American Express, 2024 American Express. Already placed my bets. Haven't worked on my DraftKings lineups yet, but we're going to break it down. And I'm going to cry about how bad I did last week. But that's that. Melissa, don't need to see you take orders with all this emotion. Yeah, I have to drive. I have to be the delivery driver in it. So, yeah, dumpster fire coming soon. I hope so, Adam. I hope so. This team was designed to run the ball. Even our defense was designed to run the ball. But we are more allergic to running than Dallas. Dallas is to winning. Yeah, I think that's a fair comment out. I think it is. I miss Alex. He used to be a customer at my pizza shop. He used to live down the road. I miss my man. Great dude. Thanks for tuning in today, my man. It's little things that bring me smiles to my face. Melissa calls audibles better than Brian Johnson. Yeah, she's got the hot route. She saw the blitz coming. She said hot route, quick slant to Devontae Smith. She called it. 4 drives and 4 scores. That's what the Bucs did on this defense. 2 third down and 2 situations. Offense decides to throw the ball, yet it was 9-16 game. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. Not even remotely wrong at all. There's nothing I can disagree with any of you today, outside of somebody trashing Jason Kelsey in the comments. Outside of that, there's nothing I could say negative today or that anybody said that was wrong. I just can't. Thanks for letting us talk football a little longer. Like I said, I still might cancel, but I might just need a break. 3-0 is when I knew it was over. That's like 17-0. Just think about it this way. This Bucs team just tore the Eagles a new one last night, okay? This is the same Tampa Bay Buccaneers that only beat the Carolina Panthers, the 2-win Carolina Panthers, 9-0 last week. They could barely beat the Carolina Panthers. At this point, you had another game next week. If there's another game next week, Eagles versus the Panthers, I might be picking the Panthers. This Eagles team, as it was yesterday and as it was the last 6-7 weeks, could not beat a single NFL team. And they were favored. Just think of that. They were favored last night to win the game. Bradbury loves that dive tackle and not Bradbury don't even dive tackle often. Bradbury runs away from tackles. Bradbury is going to face a lot of wrath. I mean, he's going to be an Eagle unofficially till June 1st, post-trade or cut down day. Until June 1st, I'm going to be bashing James Bradbury on the show. I got my first Buccaneers fan message. Yeah, stop. I don't even care about UFL because they don't even have a Philly team on the list. I mean, I never cared about the UFL. I saw Smitty gave his life to this team last night. Jalen doesn't see Goddard crossing the middle. Look, no offense. Dallas Goddard had some drops last night. Dallas Goddard didn't play good last night. Not at all. So, you know what? Smitty gave it all. But Smitty's the only guy on offense that has 0 things for me to complain about. Slim and Milton were only dudes balling last night, no lie. Yeah. They were our studs. Everybody else were duds. The thing is, Tampa is a team. To me, they are the epitome of a 4 seed. They are above average, but at least they seem to have cohesion within the locker room. They have a sense of they were laughing. Did you guys see the video? There's a video of Baker on the sideline taking a squeeze out of his water bottle, and he sees a coach behind him, and he squirts the coach. They're having a good time. Loose. No pressure. Maybe the pressure got. Maybe the pressure got to him. Maybe that's what it was. When does free agency start? I don't really know. Can't worry about free agency until we figure out our coaches first. Some college teams, yeah, I hate to say it, they might. I wouldn't have faith in them winning against a freaking high school team. Devon Prep High School doesn't even have a football team, and their football team would beat the Eagles right now. Yeah, the UFL scrapped the stars. Bogus. I could care less about the UFL. I could care less about spring football. Springtime is for baseball and basketball, and maybe this year hockey. I guess I get to put my Kelsey Green jersey in a frame and retire it already. Best center in football. He best damn be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Best damn be. He belongs in he belongs in the Hall of Fame immediately. I wonder though if he's really retiring and it wasn't some emotion. What, you think the Eagles could beat the Panthers? The Eagles stink. They play gutless, heartless, emotionless football. They didn't even play football last night. They sleptwalked through a game last night. They couldn't beat anybody playing like that. He didn't, but that's not an excuse to not trust your tight end, especially with it. Yeah, no, okay. Look, I'm not trying to take blame away from Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts played like dog trash. The fact that he took a safety on a play that started on the 14-yard line. Pathetic. Pathetic that you're going to do that, Jalen Hurts. How do you take a safety there? I mean, that wasn't the thing that ended the game or anything like that. The game was already over at that point. But that summed up the season. Is it past June 1st? I need June 1st. I need summertime. I need the sun. I'm looking out my window and I see snow. And I'm just not happy right now. The Toronto Argonauts would beat this Eagles team. Probably. You think the Eagles would score 17? Damn. I don't know about that. That Toronto Argonauts are a good defense. It's can't. Yeah, I know. Thinking baseball right now. Stuck in a baseball zone right now. Thinking about pitchers and catchers reporting. Thinking, how can I afford to close the pizza shop for a few days to go down to Clearwater and do a show live out in front of the Thrasher Stadium? That's what I'm thinking of right now. Not this. We played fool's ball. Yeah. Yeah. Jake is on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They think they're good. No, Eagles are garbage, and they're going to get smoked in Detroit. Tampa Bay is going to get smoked by Detroit. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. I'd love to see the Eagles go get center from West Virginia, Oregon, or Georgia, and have Kelsey stick around a year to mentor them. Yeah, I mean, most likely Kelsey's done. He said that. But again, maybe there was some emotion in him saying he was done. Maybe he says, maybe in a few days after he licks his wounds, maybe he's like, maybe I'm good to go. Quarterback one took a safety, is not learning your lessons. Fight having, yeah. Dude, that safety was brutal. We had Aqua Bowman. That's to this one here, not that one there, that one there. Yeah, I thought Dan Arnold was the answer to that one. I'm in for a Clearwater Live remote. Yeah. Are you paying? Because I don't got the staff at the pizza shop to close or to take a couple days off. But you know what? Maybe I'll have to do it. Maybe if someone pays me and pays for my ride, I could tell the wife, I'm like, look, I got to go to Clearwater. It's business. It's a job opportunity. I got to show some money for it though. They can always pay Kelsey to come in and assist. Yeah, you're not gonna pay Kelsey and Stout. I don't know. I don't know what to do with that. Yeah, I don't know. Look, guys, this has been a rough morning here. Really, really rough morning. Really, really rough. Alex will come back and run the register for a day or two. Yeah. Yeah, I need a dog sitter too. You can watch the dogs while I go to Clearwater. Stay here. You got a place to stay. Oh man, I don't know, guys. You need another sponsor for your golf show. Yeah, I have sponsors on the golf show. They don't pay me much. They just give me free products and stuff. But I got some sponsors on the golf show. I got no sponsors. That's why when I have a guest on this show, I say, joining me on the I have no sponsor hotline. I need sponsors on this show. Got to make some money doing this somehow. Regular season, but again, and I shout out Rashad. Thank you for the 3 super chat tips today. I greatly appreciate it. Regular season won't matter next year outside of getting our hopes up. Playoffs is the barometer. Yeah. But the regular season will matter to see whether it's a new coach or not, where this team actually cares. This team just didn't care. Nobody cared on this team. I hate it. I hate saying it. I hate to say it, but what vet's voice seemed to have an effect on anyone. I think that's a fair comment. Not like the vets did anything. Yeah, get me to Clearwater, man. I love it. She just saw a house for sale in Clearwater. Pretty cheap too. I think you're fair in saying this. I do. The vets didn't do anything. His team quit on the standards. Yeah, the standards they keep themselves to. I don't need any of that mumbo jumbo anymore. I don't. Give me real answers. Give me Nick Nurse type attitude. Give me Tortorella. I don't know, guys. I don't know. We just need a fresh start and get it back on track. Adam's already turned the corner to positivity. I think that's crazy. No offense, Adam. You're crazy that you've already turned back to the positive light. Belichick might be the right statement. I don't know. It might be. I might be convinced. I might be convinced that Belichick, a leader like that. This locker room needs an effort requirement audit. Yeah, but this goes back to this comment here. Like, isn't that what the veterans are supposed to do? Nobody held the vets in this locker room accountable. Or no, the vets didn't hold anybody accountable. Nobody held the vets accountable. No one hold anybody accountable. That's a complete and utter failure. I think Kelsey announcing his retirement as fast as he did was a clear sign of how lost he knew this locker room truly is. And I think that's a fair statement, Al. The only thing I'm going to say is he did not announce his retirement. Adam Schefter is reporting that he has a source that says Kelsey was telling his teammates that he was retiring. Unless since the show, that announcement came, that Schefter tweet came out right before the show started. Unless another tweet from Kelsey came out since the show started. But Schefter reported that he told his teammates he was done. And that could have been a heat of the moment thing. But also, if that was the case, goddamn, Adam Schefter, man. Couldn't you just wait? Did you have to break the Kelsey news like that? Like, couldn't you just, let Kelsey announce his own retirement? Maybe I'm too emotional. Exactly. Okay, so I just didn't know if something else, like, I'm sitting here, we've been going live we're pushing 80 minutes right now here this morning. Um, I don't know. I didn't know if something else came out. But yeah, Kelsey calling it quits so quickly could have been emotional, but could have been exactly what you said. He knew this locker room is far, far. And does he really want to go through another retooling? Because that's what this team's going to have to do if they fire their coaching staff and coaches. They're going to be refreshing it, restarting it all. There's talent, but man, going 1-0 every week got tired, didn't it? Yeah, yeah, it did get tiring really quickly. This should include staff and front office. Does this team have a quality control staff? Can't have this many missed tackles. Yeah, but they spend every week. They spend so much time on trying to create turnovers. Ball control, ball security drills, and turnover drills, nonstop with the little jousting sticks. But yet they can't tackle a freaking anything. You know what I was thinking of last night? Watching the Eagles tackling techniques. I was thinking of that scene in the beginning of the first Rocky movie, when he's training for the first fight with Apollo. And Mick grabs a chicken and drops it on the ground and tells Rocky to catch the chicken. And Rocky's like running all over the place, can't catch anything. That's what the Eagles tackling looked like last night. That's what I saw. That's how I feel. It's an embarrassment. Julio. Oh man. Um man. Julio. Shaq Leonard. These guys, they wanted to go somewhere, have one last shot at another run. They came here. And you gave Julio this as his last go in the NFL? I know you didn't use him much till last night, but man, embarrassment. If the Eagles bring back Milton Williams, he should get a starter's contract. He's going to get a starter's contract somewhere, whether it's here or somewhere else. I would think it would be elsewhere. Could we depend on Jordan Davis to play a full season with how out of shape he was? Yeah, we need strength and conditioning coaches need to be fired. Somebody needs to be brought in to get Jordan Davis in shape and keep him in shape. The Eagles need to hire Jordan Davis, a personal like chef or something, to stay by his side all offseason. Get him in better shape. Eagles training like Rocky in the third movie. Mick knew he was good. So all right, that's another good reference right there for Rocky. Yeah, the Eagles play and train and practice like Rocky in the third movie. I actually think maybe Jalen Hurts is a lot like Rocky and Rocky 3 in the training team. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, well, Rashad Penny, like I said it before and I'll say it again. There's a reason why Rashad Penny was on the field. We saw it week 18 against the Giants. Rashad Penny ain't got nothing left in the tank. You know, like that. Out of all the things I can complain about, not using Rashad Penny is the least of my problems or worries, Adam. Without a doubt, that is far from the biggest issue this team faced. The lack of running the ball was an issue, but not running it with Penny. Like, you're not going to run it with Swift. Why would you run it with Penny? Like, I don't know. Warren Sapp wasn't the best of shape, but his motor was always running. Fair point. Can we hire a new equipment manager? I've never seen so much sliding and falling from our secondary. They're using the sliding and the falling as excuses why they missed tackles. Howie was actually an equipment manager one year, wasn't he? The equipment GM. Isn't that what one of his job titles was when Kelly pushed him out? Maybe that's the problem. Hurts got civilized from that big money. Look, I'm not going to ever say that Hurts contract was a mistake. I still don't think the Carson Wentz contract was a mistake at the time it was given. Just like I don't think the Ryan Howard contract was a mistake at the time it was given. I don't think the Tobias Harris contract was a mistake at the time given. But he didn't earn the big money contract this year. He didn't live up to those expectations that were set, that he set. Jalen Hurts put himself up here. Whether you thought he was up here or not, he put himself at the top of the board, standard and level of living. And he did not keep and maintain that. I thought there was going to be some regression from Jalen Hurts. I didn't think it would be this much. Too many dumbass quotes from Jalen. Too many more live sports on Hulu from Jalen. Commercials don't bother me too much. I mean, every athlete's going to do what they do, on their days off and record commercials to make more money. That doesn't bother me. It doesn't, but I get what you're saying. And the dumbass quotes bother me more than the commercials. Didn't need to sign him last year, though. We didn't. But keeping your quarterback happy, normally in theory, is the right thing to do. I have still the utmost faith that Jalen Hurts is the right guy to lead our franchise as a quarterback. Just the person that's leading him needs to be better. And the team around him needs to be better. Yeah, he was still under contract. There's a lot of people that, very few all-pro, Pro Bowl level players play the last year of their contracts. Everybody else in his draft class was getting the big deals. Howie jumped the gun and got him cheaper than Lamar, Joe Burrow. Got him cheaper than whatever Herbert is going to sign for. Or no, Herbert signed whatever Tua signs for. You get the player before the market level is set. Jalen did work out with Tom Brady. Maybe do more of that. Work with Peyton, perhaps. Enough of the creative emphasis on this. Yeah. He spent time with Tom Brady. He spent time with Michael Jordan last offseason. Yeah, he's going to have to spend some more time with Michael Jordan. But how many times in Michael Jordan's career did he face? I don't know. Give me a quarterback that has faced this kind of a career trajectory and go spend some time with them. Went to D'Alessandro's yesterday for their famous cheesesteak. Max's is better. I'm a D'Alessandro's fan. I've had a few of them. They're good. They make good hoagies. Make a good cheesesteak. We want to talk cheesesteaks. I like my cheesesteak with fried onions, hot banana peppers, a little bit of mushrooms, ketchup and mayonnaise. That's what I get on my cheesesteak. Extra American cheese. That's my go-to cheesesteak right there. When I'm making one at Fox's Pizza, right down there at the bottom of the screen. Well, not at this moment. It's the first time I've said Fox's Pizza, and it's not been timed up with the scroller at the bottom. But you know, that's how I make my cheesesteak. The thing that bothers me is that with all that free agents this team has to sign yet, Jalen was the first priority because the quarterback is always the first priority in football. That's not hard to understand. It's a quarterback-driven league. You get a guy that could be your franchise quarterback for 5 to 10 years, you lock him up, and you do it before the money becomes. If you would have waited till this year, he would have been up for 260, 270 million. Because this year wasn't good from Jalen, obviously, leadership wise, the last 6, 7 weeks. But Jalen Hurts still had 38 touchdowns this year, still threw for 4,000 yards, rushed for 600 yards, whatever the numbers were. Yeah, I think you're overthinking that one. I think you're overthinking it. Someone needs to light a fire under Jalen's ass. He really shows no intensity. Yeah, even when Dallas Goddard is yelling at him, he doesn't get back. Like, yo, Jalen Hurts is yelling and shit. Get in his face. When your offensive line ain't blocking for you, get in their face. Somebody's got to get in somebody's face. Yeah, I was in the lab yesterday doing a little messing around. Made a chicken fajita pizza at the shop yesterday. It's pretty good. Got some things I got to tweak on it, but it was a damn good pizza. And I might test it out for a little while. He wouldn't have signed 250 million after this year. Yeah, he would have. And you know what? If you didn't sign him, he would have been disgruntled. There could have been holdouts. Could have been a lot of things that go into it. If Daniel Jones got 160 million, Jalen Hurts is getting 250 every year, no matter how bad. So I don't know what the argument is with the Jalen Hurts contract. You had to give it to him, and you know what? It's still fine. I'm okay with it. It doesn't bother me at all. The contract, but you can't say Jalen Hurts had a good game or a good season. Gambling with Mike isn't exactly building winning relationships. Yeah. Anyway, guys, final 2, 3 minutes here. If you haven't already done it, make sure you hit that like button, that follow button, that share button, subscribe button, retweet button, wherever you're watching. Today's been a day of mourning, but tomorrow might be the day of anger. What's the over under? Does somebody get fired today? Do they announce any firings today? Jalen is a $250 million. There's so much frustration in that comment from you. I don't even believe that you believe it deep down inside. I don't think you believe it. I'm a cheesesteak connoisseur. Dallas Hunter's roll was too soggy. The best cheesesteaks have fresh baked rolls. All right. I like that you're a connoisseur. I like it. Tired Jalen. There's some great Jalen frustrations coming through on Marshawn's, right now. And I get it. Dude, I have no idea, John. We've talked about it off and on all show long. I don't know. I convinced myself about 30 minutes ago that I'd be okay with Bill Belichick. Give him a 3-year deal. Just let him run his career out here, push his team over, bring some discipline to this team. But honestly, I don't know. I don't know who I want. I haven't even fully convinced myself that I want Nick Sirianni fired. And he can't read blitzes much like Mike Vick. That's just a fact, not a frustration. I like a slightly soggy roll because that means that the juices have gone into the bread. That's a fair one. See, I toast my roll for my cheesesteak, then wrap it up and let it sit for a little while so that toasted roll gets a little softer. It brings a different out. That's my way to go with it, Duck. But yeah, look, we'll pick up the Jalen Hurts thing, Marshawn, tomorrow. I'm sure you'll keep saying it tomorrow over and over again as well, and that's fine. You know what? I disagree with you, but I get your frustration, and I get why you feel the way. Yeah, exactly, Marshawn. Um, there's so much bad quarterback play in the NFL. Although you think about it, bad quarterback play just beat us. I'm just gonna say, chopped cheese is greater than Philly steak. You gotta chop your cheese into your Philly cheesesteak. You can't just slap it on top or slap it on the roll. At least that's what I say. Guys, we gotta wrap this up here. We're not going to get into a cheesesteak conversation at this point of the show. Everybody have a great day. Be safe. I don't know about where you're at, but we got about 2 to 3 inches of snow here in southern Chester County. I got to find my way into the pizza shop somehow. Um, Jalen is a competent quarterback. I got save this for tomorrow. Save that talk for tomorrow. We will get past this. Maybe. Not today. Not tomorrow. But we will. Let's see what they're doing in the lab. Now that ulcer is over, surgery to remove all the coaching cancer, steps out Lun Yu. Your move, Mr. Laurie. Mr. Laurie was not happy last night. We'll just leave it at that. Laurie did not look happy last night. Guys, everybody have a great day. Be safe if you go out on the roads today. Take your time. Wait if you don't have to. Don't go out at all. I have to, so I have to get to work. Don't forget to tune in tonight, 9 p.m. Fairway to Heaven, the American Express Open. We're breaking it down from a fantasy and gambling golf standpoint. Come check it out. Me, my man Jason Sullivan, who's his team, the Detroit Lions, are still in it, and they're already in the championship game, in my opinion. We'll be breaking it down, recapping Grayson, his big win at the Sony Open last week. Everybody have a great day. I hope you're all well. Yeah, later to everybody in the chat. Thank you very much to Rashad for the super chats today. Everybody have a great day. We'll see you guys tomorrow. For Philadelphia Sports Network, I am Phil Stiefel. Go Sixers.